Well, hello everybody. I am JayLeonardJ, and this, and that is the all Canadian rig. Welcome to the all Canadian rig. Holy crow, this has been a lot of work to put together. I started this project back in April, and pretty much what it is I grabbed my all-time favorite pieces of Canadian guitar gear. All of this guitar, that amp, and I pretty much put them all together to create a super giggable rig that all complements each other and really sounds dope. For the next 10 days, every single day at 8 a.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to go through every pedal individually, and I'm going to tell you why I picked it, why I picked this, why I picked this, why I picked this, and I'm going to plug it in and make you hear how it sounds. Finally, on the last day, I'm going to plug everything together, and I'm going to start stacking pedals, and you could exactly see how well all these pedals complement each other. It's going to be a really fun project. For today's episode, it's the pilot episode, and I wanted to focus on the not playing side of things. There's no guitar today. This is the only episode with no guitar, but an important one. I'm going to be talking about the pedal board I chose. I'm going to show you how I wired up the power situation for this board. And lastly, I'm going to talk about the cables I use. Yes, I even got Canadian cables to connect all of this together. So let's start off with the board. I wanted a really clean, super pro looking kit, and I'm pretty much sure you've seen this before. This is the Templeboards from Temple Audio, based in Saskatchewan, and they make these super clean, super gorgeous, super pro looking pedal boards. Actually, it's just all of the good stuff. Just it's absolutely gorgeous. And the reason why they look so sharp is actually there is no Velcro. There's none of that stuff that collects all the dirt and the dust and the grime from the gig. Everything is actually hooked up to this board via this module system where you get these little pads, connect it to your pedal, and screw it onto one of the holes on this board. So you could easily move things around, but it keeps it connected to the board in a much cleaner and more kind of pro looking way. To take this board situation over the edge, I actually added 2 extra modules onto my Templeboard. One of them is a IEC input, so I could just plug my power cable into this thing. It even has an on-off switch. This really swanky buffer mod module. This is just 2 independent loops. There's a buffer for each loop, which you could turn off and on, and you could also choose the direction in which the loop goes. So there's a lot of really cool patching options you have with this thing. I kept it really simple. I just have my normal into the board, and I kept that non-buffered, and then I have my output, which is buffered. The way this board is powered is thanks to SFM in Quebec. They have the Outlaw Effects brand. The Outlaw Effects pedals, I believe themselves, are made in China, but they are designed in Canada. The main heart of it is this thing over here. This is the Palomino, and it's a super small power supply that has 4 completely isolated outputs. We have 3 9-volt outputs, 1 output that puts out 9, 12, or 18 volts, and each output puts out a pretty hefty 500 milliamps of power. Super cool. For one of the loops, I have this Mavis Wah. I have the Empress, which is a pretty hungry pedal, as well as my reverb. That's the 3rd one. And for the 4th output, I actually have it powering this thing over here, which is the Iron Horse, also by Outlaw Effects. The Iron Horse not only is the tuner on this pedal board, but attached to it are actually even more powered outputs, and I use those outputs to power the rest of the board themselves. Unlike the Palomino, the Iron Horse isn't isolated, so it's a little bit more akin to something like the Brick on MXR or like a One Spot, but definitely it's quiet and I'm not really hearing any noise. It's good enough for me, and it sounds wonderful and clean. And there's a tuner in it, so you can't complain at all. Finally, this whole board and this whole rig's not going to work without any cable. So I went to Revelation in Vancouver to do all the cabling for this board. And not only that, they actually built the board. Dwayne from Revelation actually patched this whole thing together for me. Thank you so much. For the main part of the board, we're using the SP400 connectors, and the cable that we're using is the CA0678 cable, which is very low capacitance, yet very, very thin and flexible. Perfect for a pedal board situation like this. Not only that, we have two more cables that they made for me, one going from this pedal board to the amp. For that one, I went with the Van Dam cable with the Nutric jacks. I just love the Nutric jacks. And the cable going from the board to my guitar is going to be some Sommer cable, the Spirit XXL with the G and H connectors. Well, between the board, the power supply, and the cables, we have the heart of the all-Canadian rig. And just like that, episode 1, it is done. This is the only non-playing episode. It is guitar playing right after this. Keep your eyes on the page every single day until December 8th, 2019. I am going to be highlighting a specific pedal and part of this rig. I'll be telling you exactly why I picked it and also getting you to hear exactly how it sounds. The last day of this series, I'm putting it all together, start mixing pedals. It's just going to be lots and lots of fun. So keep your eyes open. Please subscribe to the page. Check out my Amazon affiliate links as well as my Patreon account. That being said, I guess I'll see you all soon. Take care and goodbye.